yeah, he does definitely deserve the MVP as well for hand here, because SK just usually doesn't do as well on Brawl maps as on other modes. But we'll see how things go down here. Looking at our votes here, it is pretty much split down the middle. It's a 50-50 match. Even though SK Gaming won the previous 3 monthly finals, where they've both been standing in the grand finals, I feel like Humble just wants this win so badly, so that's why I went with Humble here, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, it is a 50-50. Like, no surprise it's 2-2 for our caster predictions. That, however, is quite surprising. 85% to 15 in terms of public prediction. But yeah, I feel like it is a 50-50. Like, I could have genuinely gone either way. Just looked over at my second monitor, see match 7 predictions, please. And I'm like, I'll just press the first thing I see, because I genuinely have no clue who's going to win this one. Yes, SK Gaming have won it like 3 times in the grand finals this year, but I do think Humble have a chance of being able to do it just this once. They might want it that little bit more, but SK just seem like Humble's kryptonite at the end of the day.
Yeah, for me, I had to go with my gut, and what I put on the event site was SK from the beginning of today, and I sort of deviated slightly along the way, and looking back, I feel like I just need to go back to my roots, and I want Humble to do this. I would be so happy if they prove me wrong. I mean, they've already earned it. They deserve it at this stage, but SK have just been that consistent thorn in their side. And I think that's all credit to SK. They've really sinned through Humble this year more than anyone else, and that's kind of a first, really. Despite last year them having struggles, they still got those 2 monthly final wins under their belt. This year, it's been a different story.
Humble wants to finally get that monthly final win. They've been chasing it all year. SK Gaming, their kryptonite, already played triple so far, so let's see if Humble gets something out of that. A little advantage knowing too well what SK likes to play. SK played Willow, Charlie and Bull here before. Willow is going to be banned out this time around, going with Cordelius first pick. Pretty sure Cordelius was banned out in the previous match we saw SK play out on this map, and Cordelius has been showing up very often today as first pick because he's very good into tanks as well, also into mid to long range brawlers. Very solid first pick here from the side of Humble. Now, an answer for SK Gaming. Despite Willow being banned out, there's still some other options, some throwers open. If Cordelius doesn't play his jump gadget, a thrower could still come in handy here. But they're going to go with something a bit more solid. Hank is going to be left open. Shade was banned out. Those 2 brawlers also very good on this map, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another one of those things, isn't it? Like, Hank seems like an inevitability at, you know, the majority of maps where he's not banned and playable. You can bring what you want in against him. He's still going to do pretty fine nonetheless. So Cordelius might be good against tanks, might be good against the majority of people, but also at the same time, you know, they've clearly just got a lot of faith in Hank and what they're able to do with that brawler. Charlie going to come in. It's just like Cordelius, good against mid to long range, good against short range. Like, it's just a versatile, good brawler that you can't go wrong with.
Larry and Laurie could be an option here for Humble if they want to choose to go for it. And I think they do have to, on some level, consider tanks as well. But I mean, the best brawlers really are banned. I mean, I'm loving these bans. They're so good. It really takes a lot off the cards.
Very nice.
Larry and Laurie will be it. Finks is another possibility, maybe a Crow, but I mean, there is a lot taken off the board here. It does leave them open to a potential counter to the Larry and Laurie by SK in that final pick, though. So at the moment, definitely, I think something of a tankier idea would be good to be able to get some push potential here against the Hank, or something to even sort of hard counter it aside from the Cordelius. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far on the side of SK. I really am. They like to bring in some meeple sometimes on their side of things, but its low win rate doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come out tops. But the gadget is just so strong with meeple. That's where the winning abilities lie. Yeah, B, countering the Hank, I mean, that's kind of a good way around things. It was even going to be sort of like a tank counter or a tank itself, so I'm fine with it. But I'm liking what SK have got here.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that if Yoshi chooses to bring in some spiders, it might give some issues to Luki. And you're kind of expecting like a Barley or something, to be honest with you. It's going to be the kind of choice over the Larry and Laurie in terms of throwers in that matchup. And going to be good against the B and okay against the Cordelius as well. So I wouldn't mind it. They're going to go with the Jay Young on that side of things. So just choosing to use those slip streams and trying to get up close and personal with the throwers and also the heals as well, as opposed to just taking a throw themselves.
I like the Jay Young. It's going to help the Hank get into position for sure and provide a lot of support, but it has been rarely played in scrims, honestly. Surprising, actually. I mean, it's one of the best kind of places for it, you'd think. I mean, it certainly was upon release. always Jaeyoung and Brawl Ball. We didn't see anything else but that as a very first early pick. Let's see how it provides that maneuverability for SK Gaming. Humble really looking for control off the back of this Larry and Laurie and that B combination with the Rattled Hive and the slows that it brings. So Hells missed there from OP onto Yoshi. Now aggressed by both Luki and Semantic. A tough spot for him to find himself, and he will go down. So now a great opportunity for Humble. And they're going to be going straight for it with a perfect super from Semantic as quickly as that.
I mean, it's a lovely showing from Humble off the start. It really is. They're doing a lot right in those circumstances. Heal's going to be switched to now. Weekend Warrior for OP here as well. Go for the pop. Oh, it doesn't actually get it off in time. OP gets some good burst damage down though, but this could honestly be a goal in itself. Little switch of position there, and Joker's so low. B trying to find this heavy sting onto him, but couldn't quite get the angle.
Well, defense holds so far for SK. You do need to start to bring some aggression to the mix. Nice tap there from Yoshi. Brings boss down incredibly low, but a gadget would heal him back up. Maybe it's on cooldown, maybe he's reserving it. There it is. And that's a good time for it as well to keep this pressure on. Joker needs to try to find somewhat of a connection really onto boss to Luki to try to alleviate this left-hand side lane, ideally. Now making his way forwards as well. Speed coming in from OP. This is a good time for SK to strike, but they've got to keep Yoshi alive.
Yeah, has the super as well, so can heal up a bit. Gets a connection on Semantic too. They're going to need this to be a goal. Joker gets dragged into the realm. Surely OP can get this one done. Goes for the shot, but the shield activates and just stops that in time. Can't get the damage, and Semantic will clean up both.
Oh, I was wondering if it was going to bounce just over that line there for a second. Pushed into the corner by Semantic. A wise choice there by Humble. And SK know that strategy only too well. They're going to have to try to find their way forwards using this Jaeyoung speed and Yoshi's aggression. Good tap so from Luki. Got a hypercharge now, so one tap away from super potentially here, and there it is. It does find Yoshi. He's really in a tough spot. Somehow managed to get the kill there as well from the torpedoes. Trying to get the ball now though, and Boss is the ideal person to defend it.
Yeah, the snipe was real nice. There's the hypercharged super onto the Cordelius as well, who should die coming back out of it. Actually gets the trade in somehow, and that's going to really hurt this SK push. OP can't really provide any heals from this right to the left-hand side because he needs to go for a goal. Gets slowed down here as well, might get killed, and probably will. I mean, that's going to be the game going to Humble. Can't help but feel like maybe they could have won that one if they just got that kill that Joker probably should have got after he came out the cocoon.
Yeah, tough one, but a close affair, no doubt about it. But Humble definitely looked much more comfortable, and for the most part seemed very much in the SK Gaming defensive area for the majority of the time. Now for SK, a chance to reset, but I still feel like the comp is not too bad at all. I think some of these heals, maybe landing a little bit more onto Yoshi would go a long way here. He's the person that needs to really push forwards up the map. It's a tough call to balance the act between the speed and the heals of the Jaeyoung, so but definitely OPE, you know, he likes to go on the aggressive himself, but there's a great gadget. What a weekend warrior for him. Pushing the ball forwards now, and Yoshi's got the ball. A quick little pass to the wall, and it should be safe and sound, and it is, and that's a very good response from SK, very quickly as well.
Yeah, very different from the last game. It was the complete opposite where Humble got that early goal in and then kind of just played a very defensive game from that point onwards. So we'll see if that's what SK do choose to do, just play a bit of defense. Wouldn't really be unlike themselves, would it, to just corner the ball and play defense, but going to be hard when faced against a thrower, I feel. Might be able to get this kill here on boss, and does. Might be able to finish the game, actually, if they go aggressive right now. Semantic very low, kill is there, and I think he even used his super at that point as well. This should be an OP walk, but he actually doesn't even go for it. Just heals up his teammates and plays it slow. There's the shot through, and actually not going to be a goal. Surprised to see that. Actually, maybe it will be. Just keep on going. Non-stop aggression, and OP hits the wall. Nightmare for SK, but Humble given a chance in this second game.
Yeah, tough spot there for SK. Could have been a goal. Very hard to say, to be completely honest. Very small margins of error. And now SK have got to defend yet again. Big heals coming out from OPE. Yoshi's being aggressed heavily. These missed shots from Luki. Now the Spiderlings are going to cause an issue coming in from Joker. Slightly alleviating that right hand side, but Yoshi's still so low. Might have to use super here on an emergency basis, but doesn't use it in time. And now SK are really quite on the ropes, and this is where Larry and Laurie can shine. Joker can't push forwards. It's down to OP. He needs support. It's not there. Luki will score it to tie up this game.
Yeah, Joker couldn't really risk using the super there. That might have stopped it or might not when he has the hypercharge and ready to go for this next one. Weekend Warrior being used by here. OP, hypercharge from Luki. Doesn't actually get much back from it other than a slow onto Joker in that situation, but Yoshi going forwards has the heal as well. Slipstream used a little bit. Snipes coming out of those torpedoes. Semantic going forwards, gets the hypercharge onto Joker. Should be the kill, and will get OP as well. Surely, no, he doesn't. Just narrowly survives, and this one looks like it's going to overtime, and I don't really like that for the thrower.
Very important there for OPE to stay on his feet, secure that takedown of the Cthulhu as well. That could have been a very dangerous spot for SK Gaming. Yoshi now, damage gear, rolling in, but look at these shots from Lukey. What a pinch and a bad time for SK Gaming. With a couple of seconds left, these boxes going down. This respawn is going to be really brutal for Yoshi coming in now with the hypercharge, and then just waiting for it to go down, and that's a mistake! Means that SK can clear off the line. Oh no! Humble could have had an opportunity there, and now SK can strike back, but now Yoshi falls, putting the ball forwards, but it might not be ideal time for it. Down to the middle of the map, and like you say, this might not dwell well for a thrower.
Yeah, but they do have that B. They just need to get him cocooned up for the SK side of things. The Spider's doing absolute work there as well. And if he can get a hypercharge, it's going to be so good just because of the Spiders coming in. Cocoon going to be missed there. Really unfortunate for Joker. And now it's Humble back on the attack as Semantic gets the Yoshi into the realm. As he comes out over here, Joker should be able to pick it up, but he actually dies anyway. Shot to the left. And Humble takes set number 1.
Oh, that brutal return on the yo-yo from Charlie. If it had just been a little bit closer, he may have been able to stop that and prevent it from happening, but just that poor timing coming out of the realm, nothing that can really be controlled on any level, really, but there may have been a possibility there for a defense. Unfortunately for SK, that's not the case. For Humble, that's a flying start.
A much better start into game number 2 from SK Gaming overall. They really needed Yoshi to stay alive. As soon as he was down in game number 1, Humble was immediately able to score early into game 1. But then in overtime, it just usually goes the way of whoever has B on their comp. And this time, it was also in the hands of Lukey again, who we all know to be one of the best Bs in all of EMEA, if not in the whole entire world. After all, they are the defending world champions. So yeah, SK Gaming, as kind of also predicted, Brawl Ball is just not their map or mode, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough one for them, but it's not the start they will have wanted. There's a few opportunities here where I feel like SK could have maybe scored, but they didn't manage to get it in nonetheless. I mean, that one could have gone in. He wouldn't have known that they shot the wall, to be honest with you, but could have scored that in the end. It's a rough one for them, but as you say, I don't know if they come into that expecting to win Brawl Ball against Humble. Obviously, they're going to give it their absolute best and try to win it, but might not be their game mode. We'll be on to Knockout next, which is a bit more slow, calm, and composed.
At least they did look better in game number 2. They looked a little shaky in game number 1, had some moments, needed a moment to even find into the mode itself. But yeah, it's a good sign that they didn't get shaky after that, but instead took it as a motivation to do better in game 2. It was really just B on overtime, which, yeah, is so hard to win against. Heading over to Bell's Rock now, another map where we finally might be able to see some sharpshooters arc. I know one person who's going to be happy about that.
Crying out for it, but is it the meta for it? That's the thing. I just don't know. It really is a tough one, isn't it? I think for me, best we're going to probably get out of that is an RT and a Gus, in all honesty, or a Bonnie. And the Bonnie's not that exciting, is she, really? Let's be honest. But Brock, is he a sharpshooter? I mean, you know, not in my book. But long range affair, it can certainly be done. I think that balance between the aggression of those long range sharpshooters with throwers and potentially, you know, somewhat of a spanner in the works, just something tankier, or also just more of an assassination. It is an assassination meta that we're in ideally, so I'm looking more for those kinds of brawlers.
Humble loves to play tick on this map. From SK, we do see some more sharpshooters like the Bell as well. I guess Bonnie is also long range if you want to counter, but she's actually going to be banned out. Tick also banned out from the side of Humble. They know how valuable he is on a map like this one. Jean as well. And then Gray, Charlie, and Kit banned out from the side of SK Gaming. So Gray usually paired with tanks. They do not want to see him on this map. They just witnessed how good Humble is with the Ollie, for example. And Ollie and Gray is a deadly combination on Bell's Rock as well. There is the sharpshooter Ark was hoping for. What are you hoping for, Trev?
I mean, listen, I'm always hoping for Tara, but it's never going to happen here, is it really? So a little bit sad about that one, but I do like the Angelo. I think the Angelo's a solid pick. It's just one of the more versatile sharpshooters, so I don't mind that coming in. Ban's, in my eyes, very good as well. I would hate to see a kit here for many reasons at this point. It really does change how the entire knockout dynamics work, so glad to see that banned out the way. They're going to go with an RT, which honestly, for a brawler who's meant to be like one of the better knockout brawlers because of how versatile it is, I see it lose so much, to be honest. The hypercharge is ridiculous, but it's trying to get to that stage, which is the problem. And, you know, as far as the sharpshooter form of him goes, it's very hard to connect shots, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you. I love the hyper charge, but you rarely see it pop up in Brawl eSports. There is the Gus. I quite like that pairing for Humble for sure. I mean, Brock wouldn't be the worst of ideas here for SK. It will allow the Angelo to do a lot more, and you need that control. Any eventuality of someone pushing forward is going to cost some valuable grounding for this Angelo. So, but certainly in the hands of SK, I really do like it. I feel like they are very, very consistent with it. Certainly, they're going to be a little bit cautious about the Ollie that Humble might choose to bring in later on down the lines, or maybe even snap it out for themselves. But, you know, Bell, for example, pretty safe brawler, could be good for marking the RT here. Sprout going to come in. Oh, that's a risky time in the draft to do so. I'm all for it, and we know Yoshi is capable with it. And one thing about SK, though, is they are so good at being versatile with swapping brawlers between themselves, and I do love that about them. They don't necessarily get pigeonholed to their specific brawler type. So, but again, at this stage in the draft, you know, there's plenty of time for Humble to come with a really hard counter to this.
Yeah, I imagine they're kind of try and account for that in their last pick to stop them from going as much of a counter to that Sprout pick. So we'll see what they choose to go here. Brock actually wouldn't be in the brawl that I expected, but surely we're going to expect to see some heavy aggression here from Humble. Or just a thrower of their own, I imagine. Tick being banned out leaves them with a very limited amount of throwers who are going to be able to do anything against Sprout on this map. So either a sharpshooter or, you know, kind of a bit of aggression here, I'd imagine.
I do like the Grom idea, but it has drifted off. I mean, it used to be so prevalent on this map, and it just doesn't seem to be the case anymore. But the question is, do Humble even go through? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're not going to match it. They're going to try to counter it, and this is going to be really tough. But SK, they've got to stay very much a unit here and be cautious. I know that Humble love Miko. Semantic's an amazing Miko player. But again, Humble are very similar to SK in that respect. They don't tend to necessarily play favorites with their brawlers. They just tend to, you know, you saw Semantic popping up with Lily, but I mean, Lukey's an incredible Lily player himself. They're so good at being able to be open towards such a wide variety of brawlers here, but no doubt about it. This is a problem for Yoshi. He's going to be really careful. Look at Semantic going straight for him as well, wasting no time at all, and it's going to potentially fluster SK now.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would fluster me, but better hope for SK's sake that they've got more of a bottle than I have, to be honest with you. OP is going to be forced to jump away from it. Semantic will just go straight back in, get that kill. And Yoshi down to 480 as well. Shield pop by Lukey to keep himself in the mix and allow Semantic to continue this aggression. And this is worrying for SK's sake.
Yeah, really worrying. Kanan's cooked, and no, I've got such strong memories of, I'm pretty sure I was running into Semantic when it was streaming at one point, and I was playing a throw, he was playing Miko, and it was brutal. It was unranked, and I never let myself live it down. It was a tough one. But I'm not SK Gaming, and they're still making it look as easy as it was that day. Straight onto Yoshi. Yeah, and Yoshi will fall. 2 versus 2, the trade is there. Joker going to be able to heal off the back of this. This is a great chance for SK. They've got to capitalize. I think OP should probably consider breaking some of these walls as well. If they do win this round, they might want to shape the map whilst they got the time now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for Sprout at that point, but at least it'll kind of hold the Miko off a little bit more. Super comes in from OP here, wants to try and win this round. Misses a couple of shots, forced to jump here as well. Joker goes for the killing blow, but didn't wind that shot up enough. Joker goes it again. Has to jump out. Super used to heal himself up, but they're just going to stay away from this, let it burn out so he doesn't do any poisoning shots.
Yeah, nice from Joker, but he has got to heal, and Boss is very tanky now. What can OPE here do realistically? Gonna try and get some utility along the way, but I think it's obvious what his intentions are. He will go to the gas. It's not going to make much difference. It's the game over, and Humble will take it. It's a very tough one here for SK, and dare I say outdraft already. There's still potential for them to be able to bring something out, but it's just such a hard thing when you're playing a thrower and a Miko's showing. You're always on the defensive. You're always paranoid and having to focus on just keeping that brawler at bay. I think OP needs to break some of this defense, actually, to be completely honest, because like when this brawler is in your back lines, you can't miss a trick.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult here for them to do anything against this Miko. I'd honestly say this might be over now, but maybe they've kind of got to get some of the other brawlers down and then go for it. He goes in and actually lands back on a shot when he retreats, so maybe they've got something figured out. Semantic quite low, but we'll just jump away and avoid these shots. I'm losing my ability to speak, but now choosing to go in and back out straight away again. They seem to be managing it better this time, but it's still such a worrying thing for them to have to deal with.
Yeah, when you see it being played like this well, they really have to land every single shot and do. SK with a very important pickup, by far the biggest pain taken care of. 3 versus 1 now, and Boss on such low HP will fall. This is the best shot that SK have got of bringing back this game, and they cannot falter now. 1 round in the pocket, 1 more for the game. They've got to continue to suppress this Miko.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be real tough to make any of this work. And they did manage to get him. What a shot that was from Yoshi, getting that bounce off the wall to get the kill. Samantha's going to go down again. Surprising to see him going this aggressive and trying to do the same thing after it just failed in the previous time. But this is a much better look for SK Gaming. Must have figured something out in between these 2 games, as it's just night and day difference in that Miko matchup.
I agree about that shot, by the way. Yoshi literally having to predict where the Miko's going to land, and well in advance. It was quite a pinnacle moment, actually, which did make a difference. Now Luki being aggressive big time, just evading that last shot as well. Boss lurking in that mid. Big hypercharge wall going out for Yoshi. This looks like it could be very much around here for SK, which will make the game. We're all tied up. A very key moment now, because SK have got a chance. They've got a very tough comp to face off against. And I'm surprised that they were even able to get a game after that first one went so swiftly by. They've been able to hold on. But for Humble, they are a squad that are just so dangerous. I think Semantic might be choosing to be a bit more like reserving in that regard, maybe waiting his time just a little bit more, but he's still very much a threat, make no doubt about it.
It really is. Samantha just coming around the flank this time, waiting on the right hand side. Might choose to try and take Yoshi down here, and does get him. He was so low and couldn't heal at that point, so just a double jump from Semantic will get the job done. And I don't see this being a position they can win from. Like, I don't think that by any means Sprout's the brawler that deals with the Miko, but it's going to be very difficult in a 3v2 situation to drag this one back.
Yeah, Semantic's doing great work. OP down to 282. Can't find the finish. Semantic goes down, but look at that. The trades are perfect in favor of Humble there. Just really calm, very calculated stuff. And now with that round, 1 round away from a set, and that'll be massive for Humble. Again, a team that have failed to win monthly final all year long, if you can believe it. The reigning champs as well from Brawl Cup, the victors there. But yet the monthly finals have always evaded them in the grand finals. Will today be that same day? Joker low, OP low, and Luki clears it up. This should be Humble claiming a set surely here. Luki with the shield for good measure. They get it. Humble are 2 sets up. This is huge.
I mean, honestly, seeing these drafts and seeing this gameplay, I'm not surprised they're 2-0 up. They seem to have the draft every time. They're playing better. And this is the Humble that, you know, we should be seeing win these matches all year long. They should have at least had 2 of these matchups, including this one, against SK Gaming, because there's 2 very evenly matched teams, and it was very surprising to see them being beaten all year long in the grand finals.
The one thing I don't want to see in this finals is a 3-0. Even if Humble finally gets their monthly final win, and that is a great story in itself, I kind of want to watch those 2 teams battle it out for a little bit longer. Humble continues to make great strides here towards the August monthly final trophy, but make no mistake, SK is still very much in this race. The Miko pick at the end, their last pick, was an absolute genius pick here. SK Gaming once again with a control-based comp. We saw them play Bellsrock in their semi-final against Inner Circle as well. And that same struggles, they somehow overcame it against the Inner Circle, but here it was just Humble with too much pressure, especially in that 3rd and final game. I felt like SK can come back in the game number 2, but Humble just completely rolled over them in game 3 arc.
Yeah, but for SK, it's a big blunder, you know, like Sprout's got so many counters at that stage in the draft. You can't be doing that, you know. I mean, Miko's definitely the strongest of those counters, I would say, but there's definitely others which could still have been viable. This is what Humble are so good at. They play the draft. They're not looking necessarily at their scrims and kind of like what they like to play as comfort picks. Everything is purely what counters what. And for SK to make that kind of mistake, to leave a free last pick for Humble to do whatever they wanted, it just left them just hindered. I was surprised they managed to get even a game, honestly, in that set as well, because it was looking so obvious that Humble were going to be able to make it whatever way round it went. And going into this, which could be our last set, which is insane to think, but SK Gaming, you know, they are yet to get off the board here.
It's insane indeed to think that it could end here in a 3-0. Humble finally taking a monthly final win, and in what a way. Now heading into draft, we're in Crystal Arcade once again. I always love to see Lily on this map. It's also the one map where SK Gaming was clip farming with her last month. So let's see if Humble is going to leave her open. SK also likes to play Terra here once again. Trev would be happy, but she's actually going to be banned out. They like to play Janet in mid. Double banned here though. She's just super strong. Always able to get out of danger fairly quickly thanks to an ult. Sometimes even a gadget. With the gems, but yeah, Lily's actually left open, and of course SK is gonna pick her up here. Humble still has many answers open. Lily, first pick is quite risky. She is a tank after all, and yeah, there's still some options open here for them to pick. Charlie, for example, would make a great gem carrier. She's also a good lane into Lily. Let's see if we're gonna see something like that from them here, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't hate Lily as a first pick. It's one of the more versatile kind of like tanky assassins. Like you can, if you're getting bullied all game, you can still turn the game around with one hypercharge. So we'll see how that plays out. Sandy going to be brought in as the first pick from Humble, and that I do like. I feel like the sandstorms are just unreal on this map. Can cover half the mid and the entire side. It's great to reclaim those positions. So I like that, and obviously Sweet Dreams as well in certain situations, as we saw earlier, can, you know, get double connections and great value. So really good from Humble again. I like this start to the draft. They just need this one set as well, so SK have got to make this perfect.
Liking the start here from Humble. Sandy is a fantastic brawler pick. Now the Draco also, which is the perfect combination, allowing him to get even closer to enemy lines. Under that shielding of that invisibility, it's really nice in terms of synergy. SK Gaming now, they both banned the Janet, which is interesting. Is their top SK Gaming pick, but I wasn't expecting SK to necessarily ban it. So that's quite key here, realistically. Kenji could be an option here, something to bring back the flow of action. They could combine it also with this. This could be a nice bring here. Bring the Charlie, which would be a great counter for Kenji, and then following it up would be nice. All the Carl, wouldn't be opposed to that either. All the Carl's one of those is really where I'm thinking SK might have a shot here, because they do need this set. There's no which way round. This has got to be a winning draft. And Charlie can also counteract the Draco. It'd be nice to have something as well to be able to go on that aggressive, that tankiness which you kind of need. Max is another one that they float around sometimes as well. One of those kind of brawler picks which is not really played by many, but in SK's hands, that would be quite nice also. Oh, that wasn't the one I was thinking.
Not what I was thinking either. I was expecting something like a Shade, something like that, still on the table. And just very dangerous on a map like this. So we'll see what they choose to go. Ruffs is definitely a bit of a rogue one in my opinion. Not that it's bad, but, you know, I wouldn't have expected to see it. Jay Young comes in then for Humble, something a little bit more versatile to play through the mid, as that's what they were left needing. So, going to be able to provide some good heals, some good slipstreams to both of those teammates from that mid portion of the map. So I like this. I really do like what Humble have got on the table, and I'm slightly worried for SK.
Yeah, I'm very worried for SK. I'm not really convinced on these drafts for this grand finals, and I hope that they've got something up their sleeve here. Again, I'm with you, like, Ruffs isn't a bad brawler by any means. It can definitely have some good synergies, but, I mean, with what Humble are cooking, they don't really seem to have the strongest advances outside of the Charlie into the Draco. Lily, of course, for OPE. I'm looking at him. He's going to be a playmaker now, and he is that kind of player. He's got the brawl which he'd like to have, so he's got to pop off already. Humble, just clear house, leaving just Yoshi alone in that mid. Not a great start for SK.
Yeah, that's 4 gems as well, which means 2 off the opponent's side. OP's going to go in. Semantic will just pop this gadget and absolutely rain fire. He's going to go into that cocoon and just save himself. Let Joker fend for himself as well. But a super available from OP, which can be a big change in the game if he manages to land it on boss when he's unattended.
We joked off stream about the idea of the fact that I've, sort of predicted Humble every single month and they've always lost. And maybe this is what it took, swapping sides to give them that boost. And so far it's working. I mean, Humble are just all over this game. SK now finding some foothold in this mid. But they've got so much time to catch up for. 3 gems to the 6 of Humble. No OP falls as well. That's going to allow a great opportunity for Humble to be able to push forwards now with that Sandstorm, also get into a really great spot for this push. The only saving grace is this hypercharge for Yoshi.
I mean, yeah, it's going to need that, I think, at this point. Ruff's not doing too much at all. There's the hypercharge, and it really does nothing. He doesn't even die. He doesn't even get remotely close to dying. And he needed to use that on the gem carrier. They've got to hope that they're going to be able to do something with OP here. But hypercharge coming in from Semantic, doing a good job of avoiding it. Joker's just going to throw down a little power up there as well. Maybe get it to OP, who can try and make something happen. But there's the countdown starting. He has a super, but no hypercharge is going to hurt him a lot.
That bought so much time for Humble. They are split in terms of gems, but oh, that's a great stun there. Yoshi's too low. He can't enter the sandstorm even. He's going to come back, no way around it. And Humble are just absolutely dominating this grand finals. It's just so easy. And they're so calm and collected in the process. Semantic looks kind of bored even. It's honestly impeccable. Impeccable drafts, impeccable gameplay.
Yeah, I'm feeling maybe a little bit betrayed with my prediction, to be honest with you, Ark. I'm not gonna lie.
You and me both.
Yeah, like the drafts, the gameplay, it just seems all a little bit off for SK Gaming. Very much question this Ruffs, which I honestly didn't even realize was playing in the last game. But OP is going to have to be the one to make some big moves in this one, because if it continues like the last, which so far it is, it's going to be a tough game to watch again.
I mean, Yoshi was in a good spot to take down Semantic there, but I mean, Semantic's bought so much time for his team every step of the way, and already having that super, it's cost SK so much time already. There's a great takedown though, those gems are dropped, and OP should be able to get away with this as well. No, didn't quite get out of that bush, but Yoshi will, and that's kind of ideal for SK, let's be honest. He's the gem carrier anyway. He's the one that wants them. It allows OPs to continue to go on the aggressive, get 6 now. It's better from SK, but I mean, it's not too much better. This can still go very wrong.
Yeah, Lukey looping around the left, OP doing the same, and he does get that kill. Hypercharge in hand as well, and this is better for SK Gaming. OP has the hypercharge, which can just go straight for the gem carrier, but to be fair, the gem carrier is not really worth too much at the moment anyway, so might be worth holding that for a little bit of a later portion of the game, just in case something goes incredibly wrong. But a Sandstorm will reclaim all control for Humble, and on match point, they're in a great spot here.
That was fantastic from OPE. Oh, and now boss falls as well. Can they get these gems? They probably can, but Yoshi can't outstay his welcome. So he just takes 2. That's not being greedy, that's being smart. Lukey hovering over this gem, but goes down immediately. SK is starting to groove now. That's going to be a countdown for Yoshi. And now they're just going to escape with these gems. Boss is going to have to come in clutch, and he goes down as well, minimizing the chances of Humble for a reset.
Well, OP's got a hypercharge as well. Needs to take the strongest member out, and that is the Draco. Does a good job of that, and 3 seconds left. It's not going to be this one where Humble take it all. Still a chance in this next game, but SK starting a bit of a comeback.
It's still match point for Humble. SK have got a big mountain to climb still to full reverse sweep, but this is a potential start. They can get this game, survive on a little bit better. They are a momentum-based team. They need this pickup to bring themselves back to life, to survive this draft, which I feel is going against them. But that was definitely a big sign of life that we needed to see from them if we want to see them potentially give a bit more of a back and forth in this affair.
Yeah, it really is. Wall break coming in then from Joker, and that's just leaving that power up on the floor for now, which is definitely something Yoshi should pick up, just because he's going to be the one who's going to want to survive for the most part instead of going up and down in deaths. Draco coming in. OP will get the super, should be able to get a couple of shots, and didn't cycle it out. Joker using a super gadget of his own, and they eventually get that kill, but look at this lead that Humble have managed to get going. Joker's going to pick up the power up, and OP needs to start working for another one of his supers.
Yeah, we need to see OP really pop off now. He might choose to change targets, considering Hypercharge popped. Missed it onto Lukey. Finds actually boss instead of some gems, but not going to be able to get out in any way, shape, or form. But Joker in a good spot now to pinch with Yoshi to try and buy some time. Meanwhile, Boss now coming back in with the help of that speed should reach the party just a little bit faster. It's 7 gems to Humble, 1 lurking on their side, which SK need to pick up really here, and they do. Split slightly, but now it's just about buying up for all that time which they've lost. Lukey comes with a huge stun. Down goes Yoshi, and Joker has to pick up the emergency gems there. 2 more, and Humble will be on countdown.
Yeah, well, OP's got a hypercharge, which means this can be turned around. Semantic's going to use one of his own to let them start the count. Yoshi cocooning himself, but OP just going up, trying to get this 1v1 situation against Boss. But he can take it against Semantic to reset this. Does get the reset off. Now trying to stay alive in their spawn, but that's Boss with 10. And this is the count to end it all.
10 seconds on the clock. Humble on the cusp of getting their first monthly final win this year. Can they do it? It's Boss with the gems. He's got to hold on, and OPE is going to surely fall here. Yoshi misses the cocoon, and that is it. Humble are your August monthly final champions. It took the entire season, but finally they get one on the board.
I mean, what a game that was from Humble. 3-0 against a mighty opponent like SK. Seemed like SK didn't really show up. And honestly, Boss and Lukey don't even look too pleased with the win, but at least we got a little bit of a reaction out of Semantic there. Thoroughly deserving of this win, and it finally comes at the end of the year. It's boding well for postseason as they want to make a run for another World Finals win.
Congratulations to Humble. I'm super happy for them. I kind of had a feeling they really just wanted it more. They wanted to finally win a monthly finals. We could see it in not only the gameplay, but also in the draft. And not to take away anything from Humble's gameplay here, they showed us very skilled mechanics. They also just had the better draft now 3 times in a row. I mean, picking a Ruffs and Charlie into a Sandy, I've seen better from SK Gaming, honestly. Joker can't really use his sandbags for this matchup, despite it being super good into the Draco and Jae Young. And whenever Lukey had super, and he cycled them quite often, SK Gaming had to fall back, and it was super hard for them to come back into the game. 12 kills on Semantic. That makes him Lily Mantic, Stu Mantic, and Draco Mantic today. Probably gets the MVP again, Nark.
Probably so. We'll still try to get Boss MVP. One day, I'm sure it will happen. I imagine Semantic will definitely be petitioning for that at the World Finals by a long shot. Maybe get some Humble shirts, actually, guys. That could be a good shout. Feel free to give me a cut. I think if you get everyone in the crowd back in that, then it might very well happen. But it's going to need a big push, I feel.
It's gonna be a rough one. Let's see if we finally get Boss an MVP. I feel like if anyone would be able to get MVP from the side of SK Gaming, Yoshi would have been a good choice here. He once again showed us amazing gameplay on the Charlie. I really liked him in the semi-final as well. But oh well. Humble takes it in the end. It's a 3-0. And I'm super happy to have Semantic with us in the interview here as well. I assume the other two are in the background as well. Welcome to the show,
yes,
Semantic.
Boss to my right, Lukey to my left right now. They're just out of the frame. Hello.
That's what I figured. I'm doing super good. I'm very happy for you. You finally made it happen. We've seen you come close so many times this season. What made today different?
I think we felt way more comfortable in this meta. It felt more natural to us. We knew how to like pick BrawlStars. And it also is like more 50-50 drafts overall, like in the whole game right now, which just means like skill has a bigger factor. Still not the biggest, but has a bigger factor, and we can feel more confident. For example, like, yeah, sorry. That's it.
No one's stopping you from carry on, Semantic, by the way. Take as long as you need with your interview questions. A massive congratulations, obviously, on coming second in the EMEA region, and a big congratulations on your first win of the year as well. I think looking onwards to the postseason, obviously, you're not going to be at LCQ, so you've got a bit of a break before World Finals. What's the preparation going to be looking like? Are you going to be taking a break again, or just powering all the way through?
Yeah. 100% we're going to take a break first, so we can the last 2 months of Worlds, when we know when Worlds is and where Worlds is, of course, that we're going to grind for the last 2 months, just fully in the game, like block everything out, and for now, take a vacation. I think like Boss is immediately going tomorrow morning, I think. So yeah, we're just going to relax a bit and maybe chill, you know?
Again, congratulations, Semantic. I mean, this is the best I've seen you guys all year. It was such a great grand finals. Speaking of breaks, it kind of segues nicely into my question, really. Going back to June, talk us through that period of this season, because it was definitely a tough time and the leaderboards changed substantially. How do you guys mentally recover from that, come back as strong as you have? And, you know, how do you intend to learn from those mistakes to being, you know, able to go to the World Finals as fully prepped as possible?
So one of the reasons why we didn't qual on June is for sure because we took a too long break because of World Cup, because we felt like we deserved it by winning World Cup. Unfortunately, it was, if you're like 1 week behind in Brawl eSports, you're just gone. Like 1 week not scrimming is a massive difference, and it's a really big difference, and like it just mattered too much. Plus on match day, actually, we just didn't perform too well. So it was just that, honestly, but we didn't perform too well. So we just said, yeah, happens. A loss is a loss. We go next. We learn from it. We will not do the same mistake again. And ever since then, I think we have been doing great again.
So if you could send one message to the teams you face at Worlds, what would it be?
We're going to defend our title. So be aware and make sure you're not getting outdrafted.
One last question for you. How will you be celebrating your monthly final win tonight?
Unfortunately, we're gonna do content with Humble. So yeah, boss actually only because he's going tomorrow. So a nice celebration for him. But we're definitely gonna celebrate somewhere outside, eat nice dinner or something. It's gonna be good. Also, the only multi-final win of this year, we are gonna celebrate for sure.
Well, congratulations once again. Have a great dinner, guys, and yeah, see you at Worlds.
Humble, code semantic, guys, don't forget.
Yes, make sure to use code semantic in the shop. But yeah, I think we're missing one amazing voice that guided us through the day here. We have Trev, Ark, and who was the last one again? Oh, it's Kenny. Hello.